Hello! Today I'm making this video because I really wanted to share something that happened to me in the last months, and it's something that emotionally, because I'm going to say emotionally, it's not really that bad, but it's bad, kind of affected me because, you know, like I hate planes a lot. I freaking hate planes. It's crazy. But basically, this is gonna be my third story time, and yeah, you know, third story time, because I because I saw that you guys enjoyed the first one. I peed myself. I think right now I have 1,900 views or something, so it's crazy for me because I'm a small YouTuber. But third story time. So I'm gonna talk to you about the setting, when it happened, how it happened, why it happened, even though I don't even know why it happened. But so I was leaving Brussels, and I was taking Air Canada to come back in Montreal. First of all, something I can tell you is that I really did not feel that flight, because usually I like sit near the wings to make sure that I don't feel the shaking and the, you know, all that bad shit. Like when the plane like goes up, I don't feel it because you're near the wings, so it's more stabilized. But anyway, it's the best place to be at if you don't want to feel the turbulences. And this time I could not, because when I booked the flight, I did not reserve any seats. So guess what? Your girl sat all the way in the back, like literally the last seat of the plane. Man, I was crying because I was like, I'm gonna feel every bump, like everything. And I was so pissed, but the plane was full, so I could not change seat. And that already, for me, was already a bad flight. But this is nothing compared to what's gonna happen next. So actually the flight was kind of good. Like, you know, I hate going over the ocean because I have this crazy thought that if something happens and I'm over the ocean, I'm gonna die. But then if you're not and you're over like cities, you're fine because there is like airports, but whatever. I actually noticed that on top of the ocean there's less turbulences than on top of the city. I think it's because of all the emotion, like the pollution and everything. I'm not gonna start being like scientist, but whatever. So we're about to land in Montreal, and basically there was like 4 minutes to landing, and I was literally watching that on my TV because you know, I always do that. I watch when we're about to land to make sure everything is fine or whatever. And the worst part was that I was in the middle aisle, so I could not even see what was happening outside. The only thing I knew is that we had 4 minutes left to landing, and I was like, okay, I'm alive, you know, etc. But those were the worst 4 minutes of my life ever. I've been traveling since I'm like 1. I'm 21 right now. I travel every year. Like, I travel a lot during the year, so you know, I kind of get used to it. I just started being crazy because I started watching air crash, and now I'm kind of like a psycho in the plane. I'm like, oh my god, if this thing happened, we're gonna all die. But whatever. After that flight that I'm about to tell you, I'm vaccinated. Like, literally, like I don't even care about flying no more. I'm good because I don't think anything worse than that can happen. So 4 minutes to landing, okay? I'm telling you, 4 minutes. We're like, okay, I'm about to land in Montreal, go to my house, sleep on my bed, everything. And he was going down, right? So, you know, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm about to land. And like suddenly he started going back up. I'm telling you, suddenly, not like no, it was like this. Like, I'm not at la home. Like, the fuck? I'm not paying to be in Six Flags right now. I want to get home. So he started going up, and you could see the, like, when you're sitting, you could see that you were like, you know, I could see all the seat in front of me, like higher than me, not on the same level. And I was like, what the hell is happening? Is this flight hijacked? Did something go wrong with the system? Like, was he about to land and crash into another plane, and he was not about to land? But guess what? We heard the pilot for the first time ever. He didn't even say hi when we got in the plane, but he started speaking. He was like, here's your captain speaking. We currently can't land in Montreal because the wind that we have in Montreal is too strong for this kind of aircraft, and we cannot keep on circling the airport because we're running out of fuel. Basically, like, if he keeps on circling, we're all gonna die. And I was like, what the hell? Like, why did he even start his descent? Like, didn't anyone tell him that he couldn't start his descent because the wind was too strong? Didn't anyone tell him anything? Or did he decide to do that because he was like, you know, I can manage this shit, you know. And like we started going back up, and he was like, so we have to go to Toronto. And I was like, okay, like I'm already here, I can't do anything. So Toronto is 1 hour flight away, so we started going to Toronto. And mind you would think that Toronto's landing was better. It was not better at all. It was like bad. Like everybody was looking at the window. It was stressing me because I was in the middle aisle, I couldn't see anything. There were turbulences until we touched down. Literally everybody thought we were about to die. I could see the stress in people's eyes, and I couldn't see anything happening outside, so I was even more stressed. So I arrived in Toronto, and some people were like, oh, I had a connection from Montreal to Toronto, can I get out? They're like, no one gets out of the plane. You have to go back to Montreal and take a next flight, even though you missed this because of us. And all I wanted to do, honestly, was to get out of that plane, take a 6-hour bus ride, come home, and be safe. I didn't want to be in the air anymore flying. And 30 minutes later, guess what? He said, oh, now we can go back to Montreal. I was like, so you tell me now the winds are better? Are you playing with my life like you were playing earlier? Anyway, so we start going back, and there was a lot of turbulences still. And when we landed, I'm telling you, the plane itself was not even straight. You could feel it like going still, like zigzagging. And then when it landed, usually you land straight like this. This one is like shifted to the right and then corrected its path while we were landing. And I was like, oh hell no. So I'm like, I'm not taking Air Canada anymore. But like honestly, I feel like after this flight, like the way I'm telling you right now is kind of funny, but it was not funny at all. Like I wanted to cry. I think I even cried. Like no. So like I know this is not, I can't bash Air Canada because that's not their fault. I know there was the wing or whatever. But what I really want to know though is it the fault of the pilot who decided to land even though maybe they told him that the winds were too strong and he was like, oh, we can manage it? Or is it the fault of the people who talked to the pilots and they didn't tell him? That's what I want to know, you know, that's all I want to know, honestly. But yeah, I guess the positive in this is that now I don't care about planes no more. So I guess that's good, but that was a really scary experience. So I really had to share this with you. I hope that when you guys fly, you guys have a safe flight. Don't be like me before. I was like, I will never take Ryanair because it's a low-cost company. I would just take the big companies. And I took Ryanair last time. There was no turbulences. So that does not mean anything. The name doesn't mean anything anymore, to be honest. To me. Because I know some people think like that, but it doesn't mean anything. And yeah, make sure you sit next to the wings if you don't want to feel turbulences. That's all you gotta know if you don't like flying. And try not to sleep the day before if you have a long haul flight, so you're just gonna knock out. So yeah, if you guys have any crazy stories like that or worse, I hope not worse, make sure to comment it down below. And make sure to share, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in 3 days.